Okay, I'm in Bakersfield now. Here, this is Patriots Park, right?
I'm from Bakersfield, yes.
And we got a few people here, and this is, I forget your name. We talked before.
Charmaine.
Charmaine, okay. Now tell me about some of the issues we've been discussing here that I think our people need to know about.
I think that, the homeless are in ruts, and we stay that way because the public makes it that way. It's like, if we wanted to go do a job interview or anything like that, we can't even get running water at a park to even wash our hands. I'm not going to go to a job interview or even approach anybody and talk to anybody if I can't have clean hands.
Okay.
And the way they're cutting it off is just inhumane. I mean, it's inhumane. We can't even give water to our dogs. There's all these places that, pet cruelty and all this. Well, where is the care? I mean, because I can't give my dog water.
Was there water here before?
Yes.
So they just cut it off recently?
Yes, and I've noticed it's getting a little messier without water. I mean,
of course.
We don't know what to do with stuff if we can't wash it. Or most people, like some of us will wash our dishes or something afterwards. But if you can't, what do you do?
Okay.
We have a few plates and stuff we carry around because we can't just go buy paper plates every time because that's, a couple dollars. But when you have people stealing your stuff, that's also a problem because we have to buy deodorant again, we have to buy shampoo again, we have to buy this again. So we feel like we have to carry everything around. And that is why when people have a grocery cart or something like that, it's because we feel like if we don't have this stuff, how do we live? We can't just wake up in the morning and not have deodorant or have something to eat. We have to carry these things around with us, and therefore we look like we're carrying around a whole grocery store with us, and it looks sloppy. Yeah, it might,
Okay.
but then we can't wash anything, or we can't wash ourselves. We look sloppy. So it's just getting worse, and it progresses because that's the way it's made,
People need to be more receptive to that and understanding, I think, because you're basically carrying your world possessions with you, right?
Yeah, and they're not the world possessions we probably owned at one time. That's true. And they got to think about that too, because I did not grow up like this. I did not live like this. I had everything I ever wanted, but I got conned. And so people need to exactly, why are they in this situation? Don't just assume we want to be in that situation. You know what I mean? There's reasons we're in this situation. Somebody stole my identity. I don't have to get away from it. Do I have anybody approaching me saying, I'm a lawyer, who stole your identity? I would like to help you. No, I don't. They look at me like, oh, you're trash. Oh, okay, well, therefore I think they're trash because that's how they think, I've not been this way my entire life. And I was maybe stuck up at one time because I had it all. But you know what? I think that people who are so prejudiced against the homeless are, I'm going to try to be nice.
Okay, that's fine.
They are no better than anybody else. They have skeletons in their closet they try to hide, and what they do is they try to make themselves feel better by downing other people, and therefore they ignore their own problems.
I see. Well, you talked to me earlier about a storage system. Why is that important to homeless?
Because I can't keep an eye on my driver's license because somebody keeps stealing it. I can't keep hardly anything because somebody will feel like they want to steal it, which is really even crazier because I'm a girl and I'm on the streets, so they should consider that. But if I had a storage building, I could go and fold my clothes nicely. I could wash them. I could put them somewhere. I would have to carry them around, you know what I mean? Because when you're carrying stuff around, it gets dirty, it gets dropped, it gets whatever. And then maybe I would have less of an excuse to not go get a job.
Okay.
I mean, I have this little facility, and I literally put my things in it, and when I want to look nice, I can go get my things and look nice. And hopefully there's running water somewhere, but
okay.
A storage facility would be good so people can not have to carry their stuff around, and it won't get stolen. And then if you have, like I said, a job interview or something, you have your deodorant, you have everything where you need, where you want it, and I think it'd be nice because without an ID, I can't even get a storage.
Yeah.
I'd want a storage, but
and that's important.
Yeah.
So maybe the mayor and the board of supervisors need to be aware of that, right?
I have a lot of ideas for the mayor. I really do. I have a lot of ideas about saving money and about how to do the cleanups a lot easier and better. I think a lot of the city workers, and they might hate me for this, are taking advantage of bulldozing people's things.
Okay.
And
let's step back a minute because you talked about cleanups. Some people out there might not know what you mean. Would you like to explain that to them?
I would like to explain because I live at the river, and they call a cleanup bulldozing your stuff. They come, they tag you. You have to be out in 3 days. If you're not out, or even if you are, or whatever, they bulldoze everything you have. If that's a cleanup, that's crazy because what it's doing is it's taking that stuff and it's leading it all the way up to the bike trail, and it's just everywhere.
So what is that like? They literally come out with bulldozers and move everything around?
Oh yeah, they just crush it. They just crush it, they run over it, they drag it all over the place, and they leave it.
And how often does this happen?
A lot. And that's what's making the river very, very messy. And I understand that. Okay, we might make it a little messy, but so do people who just come out there and they bring their McDonald's and stuff. They leave their wrappers and stuff everywhere. So it's not always just us. People who come to the river just to have for the day, they don't pick up after themselves either.
Okay.
And the workers, they're not cleaning up anything out there. They're not cleaning up. They're not. I go out to other sections and it's just messy from what even normal people are bringing out there.
Okay.
They drive around and they stare at us and they watch us. That's all they do. And
They take pictures of your car.
yeah,
if
they
it's stuck
just
in the river.
constantly watch us, and they're just like, I feel like we're like being preyed upon or something. And instead of doing their jobs, emptying the trash, just doing their little sidewalk jobs or whatever, they just worry about what we're doing.
Okay.
And honestly, there's some good people. There really is. Not everybody's what people portray them to be, and people get brought down, you know, because your spirit gets brought down. What you don't want to do, what you probably need to do. Maybe that is look for a job or do whatever, because you don't want to deal with the public.
And what can the average person, the average man and woman on the street do to help out here in the community?
Basically start with a hello, you know, maybe not a dirty look. That would be a great thing, because you have some very nice homeless people.
Just treat you with a little respect, like you're a person.
Yeah, you
Okay.
know, that's a start, and just water is always a good thing, and of any sort to even drink, especially when it's this hot.
Yeah.
It breaks my heart.
Okay.
You know, one thing that I think about when you were saying about people and becoming homeless, you know, it can happen to anybody.
Anybody.
Sure.
When I talked to you the last time, I had a job. I lived in an apartment. My person died. Everything's gone. And here's where I am. This is what I know. I know these people. I feel safe.
Okay.
You know,
I worked 30 years for the same company. 30 years. And it didn't end. You know what I mean? The company went out, whatever, but 30 years. And so I love to work. I love to work. I do restorations also, and I can't do that out here. I can't do that out here.
Yeah.
You know? And another thing is the stalking, the gang stalking, all this is just crazy. Once people start watching you being homeless, you know, it becomes like a game to them. And the gang stalking situation, I believe, needs to be really considered and taken under control too.
What do you mean by that? Explain that.
Gang stalking is when people are constantly watching you and taking pictures of you, and they put you on all these sites. Well, it makes other people join in, and they consider it like a game. And
Okay.
it's like more people join in, more people join in. They keep track of where you're going. They watch what you're doing. One person can drive off, and they're like, "Okay, now you take over," and they'll literally just follow you everywhere until it drives somebody crazy.
Why do they do this now? See, I'm kind of taking pictures of you guys, and I'm talking to you too. Is that the same
but
thing?
If you show interest in because you're interested and you care, that's one thing. But if you're doing it because you for shits and giggles, it's very sad. You know,
Okay.
there's a difference. You know, I used to go out and feed the homeless and ask them a lot of questions too before I became homeless. You know, I had a 5-bedroom house, you know, and I didn't see it coming. I did not see this coming. You know what I mean? I had a travel trailer, I had Sea-Doos, I had, you know, boats and four-wheel drives and sports cars. So throughout the identity theft, my parents came and lost everything.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna cut off the camera because it's running a little long. But I mean, I still want to talk to you a bit. But I'm gonna go ahead. Do you want to say anything? A few last words out there to anybody?
Yeah, people need to think out of their box, and start thinking about something else, and getting the community back together again. As far as like, I'm gonna ring my bell and go, hi, you know, some nice things need to be brought back, and people need to start considering changing a lot of things.
Okay.
Changing a lot of things
Well.
because the way people are doing things now, it's just not right.
Well, I'm hoping we can at least try to do that here in Bakersfield because I think it's a very important issue. All right, Charmaine, I thank you, and I'm going to cut this off right now, okay?